Please welcome Hall of Fame speaker, New York Times best-selling author, Olympian, and second-chair clarinet player in his high school band, Vince Poscente.
All right, it's time. You're standing on the side of a 42-degree slope. The sport is speed skiing. Speed skiing is straight down. There's no turns. In speed skiing, you go 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds. A Ferrari can only do it in 4. When you decide to go, you lift the body weight up off the snow, take the weight of that downhill ski, you throw it, wrap the other ski around, slap down, attack as quick as you possibly can, choose to get up to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds. That's the easy part. It's at about 100 miles an hour, it starts to get very difficult because the air is pushing the body all around. The skis are going whap, 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 like that. Do not separate your hands. But you skiers know when you're skiing along and you catch an edge, what do you naturally do with your hands? Put it out here for balance. At 125 miles an hour, what happens to that hand? And it ends up in Budapest somewhere. That spins the body, ski pops up, bye! Don't worry, I won't fall off the chair, I'm a professional. Finally, you see that speed trap cross the first beam, cross the second beam. This is a cool part. Stand up, boom, blast of air in the chest. Slow down, slow down, slow down. And then it hits you that adrenaline rush. Wow, I want to do that again. Welcome to Dallas. All right. You know, it's time. It is time for every single one of us in this auditorium to stop playing small.
It's time. You know, it's time for franchisees to stop playing small. The way they can play bigger is to be a local hero. And the whole concept behind the Heroes program that we've been establishing here goes back actually to when I was competing in the Olympic Games. You know, I skied in those Olympic Games, recreational skier to the Olympics in 4 years. But it wasn't until the last 10 years that I've been on expeditions in the Himalayas. And I've discovered that, yes, I've spent the first half of my life going downhill and the second half going up. But the point is that to be able to climb, to pace yourself, to summit a mountain isn't about the climber, it's about what we're climbing for. And to be a local hero for a franchisee means that they need to have 5 qualities. And those 5 qualities of an everyday hero is what we dive into this program. The first quality of an everyday hero is that they are fearless. You know, franchisors put all sorts of tools in place. And these tools are in place, and really the disconnect happens at the franchisee level for this one single reason. Their focus is in the wrong thing. And focusing up becomes the solution for every franchisee that wants to be a local hero.
Do not take your eyes off that point on the wall. And so as he said that, the first guy gets up there, and he's looking at the rope, and then up, and he's looking at that point, and then he looks back at the rope, and he maybe a couple steps, he says, stop! Stop, stop. Do not take your eyes off the point on the wall. The rope will always be underneath you. Your feet are always going to be at the end of your legs. Just focus on the point. In 10 minutes, 22 people not only were able to walk the length of the rope by focusing on that point, we figured out how to turn around, look at another point, and walk the other way. Now, did we have a change in skill, ability? No, we had the same skill we had 10 minutes prior. We had a change in focus. Being fearless is about where your focus is. To fear less means fearing less about the rope and having more of a focus on the point on the wall where you want to go. So where do you want to go?
The second quality of a hero, a local hero, is to be persistent. But the mindset of a franchisee needs to change on how they compete. You see, you've done all the things on the franchise level to help them to compete, but at the highest level means they need to change their mindset from doing what the competition's not doing to doing what the competition is not willing to do.
And on this path to get to the Olympic Games, it was looking at all sorts of things where you could think, well, what's the competition not willing to do? What are high performers not willing to do? So I went to the library, was researching all sorts of things, and came across a book called The Love of Laminar Flow, Aerodynamics in You. And in there was the phone number for the wind tunnel at the Boeing factory in Seattle. So you call that number, this is what you hear. Wind tunnel. Can I get in your wind tunnel? The guy said, who are you? I said, well, I'm a speed skier. He goes, what's that? Oh, well, I wear a skin-tight rubber suit and a Darth Vader-style helmet. He says, well, dude, this is the Boeing factory in Seattle, but that sounds kind of kinky. Come on down. Just before we hang up, he says, by the way, it's $1,000 every half hour. I said, oh, I can't afford that. Can you sneak me in? This is a federally regulated facility. No, we can't sneak you in. You end up hanging up dead end. There's a mountain in front of you, you can't get past it. And then you realize, wait a minute, do what the competition is not willing to do. Do what high performers aren't willing to do. So I found a friend with a really fast car. Got my pink rubber suit. Now it was pink because it was free. Darth Vader style helmet, got on top of the friend's car, bindings facing up on the ski rack, clicked into the bindings, boom, took off down the road. At 100 miles an hour on top of your friend's car, you start to learn a lot. A lot about people, actually. People coming the other way. Because you're looking at them, they're looking at you, and you realize they think you're luggage. The biggest fear was not crashing the car, it was getting arrested. I'm wearing a pink rubber suit. Never mind.
The third quality of an everyday hero, that local hero, is humility, to be humble. Yet, in humility, there is this us mentality. Yet, what we often see in the franchise system is an us and them mentality, an us and them approach, an us and the community, an us and the franchisor. Yet, within the humble category, it's this ascent from I to us.
You don't do humble. You are humble. And there's really a choice. You can make this choice. You can either be humble, or you will be humbled. And to be able to step into our world today, man, it's this balancing act of confidence and moving forward and courage and being able to let go. And I'm not saying it's easy, but to just be humble.
The fourth quality of a local hero is to be compassionate. You see, the central word within compassionate is passion, and your passion will determine your compassion. Passion is infectious. Other people pick up on that. People we work with, people that work for us within our franchise, but also the people in our community will pick up on that as well. So that has to be infectious, not only internally, but within our community. That compassion then becomes infectious and we become a local hero.
So you're staring down the side of this mountain, you want to be the shape of a bullet. I want to be the shape of a bullet. And so, that's right, I'm a bullet. And then I remember to have what? Fun. Looked at Tom, the French starter, give a nod, and he says, that sounded like an angry Bulgarian guy, kind of. Whatever. Now, Tom has a 60-second stopwatch. If it hits 61 seconds, it'll beep, 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 beep very loud. Tom will stand in front of you and go, you're disqualified, out of the way. Okay. Pick the line, that's right, I'm a bullet, have fun. All right, gave the nod to Tom, he said, ready, go. Just about to leave, and bam, right over here, a guy starts screaming. The guy screaming, his nickname is Pig. Now, that just doesn't happen. That's just flat out rude. That would be like going to a PGA tournament. Let's say Jordan Spieth was there, and he's teeing off, he's just about to go, and somebody comes up behind him and goes, hey, like this. So they took Pig and they got rid of him. They said, okay, I'm alone now. Okay, forget about Pig. Where was I? Have fun. I'm a bullet, have fun. looked at the French starter, give a nod, and got the blankest look. Looked back at the French starter, another nod, still a blank look. Learned, when in France, do as the French do. I went, well. And the starter gave a look back, much like what 13-year-old girls have perfected. You know this look? This one? I said go. You don't know how much of the 60 seconds you'd eaten up, so picked up the skis, slapped on the tuck before I knew it was on, talking out loud to myself, Vince, get focused, that's right, I'm a bullet, I'm a bullet, I'm a bullet, I'm a pig, I'm a pig. Then I started to think, well, you are wearing a pink suit. And you know how you give yourself the giggles? I'm thinking, the pig on skis. So, and you know, if you ever go to a speed skiing course, I mean, you hear this sound of this human body going by, no internal combustion engine, just the sound of air being pushed out of the way, this wow. And if you listen carefully, you can hear this, help. I'm thinking about this pig thing laughing away, and all you can hear when people are standing beside the track is, ah, ah, ah. First beam, second beam, ah, ah. And then remembered where I was. Known I'd blown it. Got to the finish area, and big block numbers. Knowing the record was 126 miles an hour, those block numbers said 130.1 miles per hour. Yeah. You didn't break the national record, you destroyed the national record. And underneath it was flashing new national record, friends and media running over, and I'm thinking, I was a pig.
So often when a franchisee steps up, there's so much of an inward focus of what I can build, what I can create, what I can be a part of, yet the fifth quality of a local hero is selflessness. Selflessness is an outward-looking focus. Yet, from a franchisee's perspective, they're always focused in. What can I do? What can I do better? What's the franchisor doing for me? All this inward-focused stuff. It's an outward focus, that selflessness, that creates a local hero.
And when you're selfless, you create ripple effects in other people's world. To go on your hero's climb is not the aspiration to be a hero. The aspiration is to be hero-like. And to do that, I'd like you to start to determine what that point on the wall is for you, that emotional buzz, that gold dot, what it is for you. Now please join me in standing.
I can't be more excited to offer you this Local Heroes program. Why? For this simple reason that when the tide rises, all boats rise. Your franchisees can be that rising tide. They can elevate those around them. They can be fearless. They can be persistent. They can be compassionate. They can be even more humble. They can be even more selfless, where they create a community of heroes, that hero's mentality. That local hero will be that rising tide that elevates their community around them.
Let's try that again. On the count of three, you ready to commit? Yeah! 1, 2, 3, commit. Point your skis downhill, get into a tuck. Right there, no, this way. You gotta face downhill. All right, you're picking up speed 60 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, 125 miles an hour, and as you're rocketing down this mountain, you're maintaining that tuck. And as you look at that point, your first beam, second beam, boom, the mountain you set out to conquer is now behind you. You look over and see how well you did, but most importantly, you see your family waiting for you. And when you've done that hero's climb, that Olympic journey, you can't help but feel, I want to do that again. Go. A medal.